Today we're diving into a story
Okay.
that honestly sounds like
Yeah.
it's straight out of a Hollywood action flick.
Interesting.
We've got a mysterious Dodge Charger
Ah,
known as the Undefeated Charger.
undefeated Charger.
It's tearing through the back roads of Arkansas
Mm.
and leaving the state police in the dust.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've got dash cam footage,
Okay.
news reports,
Uh-huh.
forum chatter
Okay.
about this phantom car.
Gotcha.
And it's unbelievable escapes.
Mm.
I mean, it's evaded capture
Yeah.
and at least 7 high-speed chases
Really?
over the last year.
Wow.
So it's practically a legend
Yeah, I can see why.
in those hills.
What's really got me hooked, though,
Yeah.
is the combination of factors at play here.
Okay.
You've got this mysterious driver,
Yeah.
clearly has serious skills
Right.
behind the wheel,
Uh-huh.
powerful car,
Right.
somehow always a step ahead
Yeah.
of the cops.
You know,
This whole cat and mouse game. That's a good way to put it.
playing out on the winding roads of
Uh-huh.
Arkansas.
Yeah. And it's not just some random joyrider.
Oh, no.
The sources suggest
I see.
this driver is incredibly strategic.
Strategic.
For example, there's this one chase
Okay.
where the Charger just vanishes
Run.
after a hairpin turn.
No.
It disappears from the dashcam footage,
Seriously.
leaving the pursuing trooper,
Wow.
a guy named Jacob Bird,
Jacob Bird.
totally bewildered.
I bet, wow, that detail
Yeah.
speaks volumes
Right.
about the driver's understanding
Okay.
of the terrain
Yeah.
and their ability to exploit it.
Makes you wonder how.
They knew exactly where to disappear,
Right.
how to use the landscape to their advantage.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've memorized every twist and turn
Wow.
of those roads.
Right. And speaking of Trooper Bird,
Okay.
he's kind of a legend in the Arkansas State Police.
He's known for his own
Oh,
driving skills,
see.
often behind the wheel of, wait for it,
Okay.
a Dodge Charger pursuit.
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
The irony isn't lost on me.
That definitely adds another layer to this whole thing,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a duel
Yeah.
between two masters of the Charger,
Mm.
each pushing their vehicle to the limit.
Right. But what's interesting is
Right.
the Undefeated Charger
Yeah.
isn't just relying on speed.
No.
This driver knows how to use
Yeah.
strategy and timing to outsmart the troopers.
I see.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
And that brings us to another chase
okay.
where the Charger pulls over,
Well.
seemingly ready to surrender.
Oh, wow.
The trooper cautiously approaches, and for a second,
Yeah.
it seems like the game is over.
Okay. Wow. Just when you think
I know, right?
you've got the driver,
Yeah.
they slam on the gas
And they're gone.
and disappear.
Right.
That psychological element
Yeah.
is fascinating.
It really is.
It's like they're playing mind games
Right.
with the troopers,
Yeah.
making them second guess themselves
I know.
at every turn.
Totally. It really throws a wrench
It does.
into the whole pursuit strategy.
Yeah.
And it's making me wonder
Hmm.
if there's more to this driver
Yeah.
than meets the eye.
Right.
Maybe they have a background in
Mhm.
tactical driving or something.
Could be.
What do you think?
It's certainly possible.
Okay.
The level of precision
Yeah.
and anticipation we're seeing
Right?
in these chases
Makes you wonder.
suggests a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of pursuit tactics.
For sure.
But let's not forget
Right.
about the car itself.
Oh, yeah, the car.
The sources mentioned it could be anything
Really?
from a Charger RT
Mm.
to a Hellcat,
Oh, wow.
which, for those unfamiliar, is
Uh-huh.
a supercharged beast
It is.
of a car.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
not only are we dealing with a skilled driver,
Right.
but they're also working with
They are.
some serious horsepower.
Some serious horsepower.
That explains how they're able to outrun
Oh,
these police pursuit vehicles.
I bet.
They're packing some heat under the hood.
Packing some heat.
Right.
Precisely.
Okay.
And don't underestimate the impact of even subtle modifications, upgraded suspension,
Okay.
performance tires,
Gotcha.
even a tuned engine
Yeah.
can give a driver
Right.
a significant edge
Oh, yeah.
in a high-speed chase.
It's starting to sound like we're
Oh.
dealing with a real-life version of
Mm.
those souped-up cars you see in the movies.
Yeah.
But in this case,
Yeah.
it's all happening on the back roads
Right.
of Arkansas.
Arkansas, it's wild.
It is wild.
Okay. So,
So we've got a skilled driver,
yeah, we do.
a powerful car,
Uh-huh.
and a knack for mind games.
And a knack for mind games.
Let's dig into some of these encounters because there are quite a few.
There are indeed.
And what's interesting is how the driver seems to be adapting and evolving their tactics with each escape.
Makes sense.
It's almost like they're learning
from their mistakes.
Yeah, from each encounter.
Yeah.
Becoming more confident and even bolder.
Oh, wow.
You're right. It's like they're constantly upping the ante, pushing the limits further with every chase.
Okay.
And that's where things start to get really interesting and maybe even a little concerning.
It's interesting. Exactly. Because with each successful escape, the stakes get higher.
Right.
And the potential for something to go wrong increases exponentially.
It does.
It's a dangerous game.
It really is.
Playing.
Yeah.
And it's impossible. Yeah, who knows?
To predict how it will end.
Let's take a closer look at these encounters because they really paint a picture of this driver's evolving strategy.
I see.
And the challenges the Arkansas State Police are facing.
Right.
It's a story that keeps getting wilder with each detail.
Absolutely. Right. And by examining these encounters, we might be able to get a better grasp of what's driving this individual.
That would be helpful.
And whether this game of cat and mouse is simply a matter of thrill-seeking or something more calculated.
Right.
Stay with us.
Okay.
All right, so let's rewind.
Okay.
Back to February 18th.
Okay.
Which is when we first see this undefeated Charger.
Yeah, this is the chase.
Right.
That really put them on the map.
So to speak.
Right.
The driver is navigating residential streets.
Okay.
Weaving through traffic.
Wow.
Showcasing some serious
car control.
I mean,
it's not just about speed here.
Yeah.
It's about precision and adaptability.
And the pursuing trooper is clearly struggling to keep up.
You can almost feel the frustration through the dash cam footage.
Right.
What's striking about this chase is how the driver manages to maintain control.
Okay.
Even in tight spaces.
So they're not just flooring it.
They're not just flooring it.
Okay.
They're thinking several steps ahead.
Okay.
Anticipating the trooper's moves.
Wow.
And exploiting every opening.
It's like they're playing chess.
Right.
At 100 miles per hour.
At 100 miles an hour.
Okay.
So the undefeated Charger makes a clean getaway.
In February.
Fast forward a couple of months to May 20th.
Okay.
And we've got not one, but two.
Two more chases.
More chases.
Wow.
And this time, they're facing off against two different troopers.
Right.
Alan Johnson. And our old friend Jacob Bird.
Jacob Bird again.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
Adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Do they see any new tactics from the driver?
See any new tactics.
Yeah.
In both chases, the driver utilizes their superior speed and knowledge of the terrain to their advantage.
Right.
They're sticking to back roads, taking sharp turns at high speeds, and basically making it impossible for the troopers to keep up.
So speed and familiarity with the roads are definitely key factors here.
Key factors.
But it's still mind-boggling.
It is.
How they managed to stay one step ahead of the police.
Remember, we're talking about a driver who's potentially working with a modified car, possibly a high-performance model, like a Scat Pack or a Hellcat.
Right.
Those cars are designed for speed and handling.
Yeah.
And in the right hands.
Right.
They can be incredibly difficult to catch.
Okay, so we've got the skill,
the knowledge,
and the horsepower. It's a recipe for success.
It is a recipe for success.
At least from the driver's perspective.
Right. But let's jump to August 13th.
August 13th.
Where Trooper Spencer Morris picks up the chase.
Okay.
This one gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Because it's believed the driver might have crossed state lines.
What?
Into Tennessee.
They're
expanding their territory, taking this game across borders.
That's a whole new level.
It raises the question, what's motivating this driver?
Yeah.
Is it purely about the thrill of the chase? Or is there something more going on here?
I mean, they're clearly enjoying the challenge.
They are?
Pushing the limit.
Further
with each escape.
Yeah.
But crossing state lines.
Crossing state lines suggests a
It's
level
not just a level of boldness.
That's
a little unnerving.
Yeah. It's a risky move.
It is.
That could have serious consequences.
Yeah.
The further they push,
right.
the greater the chances
yeah.
of encountering unforeseen obstacles.
Unforeseen obstacles, exactly.
You have to have a mistake.
Right.
That could lead
to a dangerous situation.
You're
right. And it's not just about the driver's safety.
It's not just about the driver.
They're also putting the safety
right.
of others at risk.
It's
a delicate balance. Between acknowledging their skill.
Their skill.
And recognizing the potential for harm. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've seen the driver
okay.
navigate residential streets.
Right.
Back roads. And even state lines. But the final encounter
we'll discuss
takes place on September 4th.
September 4th.
And it's a real game changer.
This is where things get especially interesting.
This is where things get really interesting.
Because in this one, the driver anticipates the pursuit before it even begins.
Yeah, in this one.
This is where we see...
like, they have a sixth sense for police presence.
The driver's strategic thinking and awareness truly come into play.
How is that even possible?
Trooper Quincy Harris attempts to initiate a chase.
Right.
But the driver, somehow sensing what's about to happen, creates distance before Harris can even get close.
It's like they have ESP or something.
It's hard to say for sure.
Right.
But it could be.
Yeah.
A combination of factors.
That's great.
Maybe they're familiar with the troopers' patrol patterns.
Okay.
Or they've developed a heightened awareness of their surroundings.
Sasha?
Or maybe
it's
just plain luck.
Whatever it is, it's working. Right.
They're staying one step ahead of the game. Leaving the trooper. Frustrated and bewildered. And it highlights the psychological aspect of these chases.
Yeah.
The longer the driver remains undefeated.
Yeah, the longer they get away with it.
The more pressure it puts on law enforcement.
Right.
It becomes a matter of pride. Of proving
they can catch them.
They can catch this elusive driver.
You can definitely hear that frustration.
You can?
In the dash cam footage.
Yeah. In one video, a trooper can be heard saying,
"Really?
He blacked out. After losing sight of the Charger.
Wow.
They're clearly baffled.
Right.
By this driver's ability.
It is baffling.
To disappear.
Into
thin air.
It's like a magic trick or something.
And that frustration can lead to hasty decisions.
Right.
Which can escalate the danger of these pursuits.
Yeah.
It's a complex situation.
It really is.
With no easy answers.
Right.
But what I find most fascinating.
What's that?
Is the way this driver seems to be adapting.
Okay.
And evolving.
Yeah, evolving their tactics.
Over time. They're not just relying.
No, they're getting smarter.
On raw speed.
Right.
They're using strategy. Timing.
Yeah, man.
And psychological gamesmanship.
To
stay ahead of the curve.
It's like they're constantly learning. Refining their approach.
Refining their approach.
And becoming more confident.
Each escape. Confident with each escape.
Makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder
where they'll go next.
What
new tricks? They have up their sleeve. Right.
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, the $1 million question.
Will they keep pushing the limits? Or will they eventually decide to step away from this dangerous game?
Yeah.
Before something goes wrong.
Exactly.
Only time will tell. Okay, so we've broken down.
All right, so we've broken down.
These intense chases.
But
now I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the car itself. Because honestly, it's almost as much
as a mix
of a mystery as the driver.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the mechanics.
Modifications. Let's dive into the mechanics and modifications.
That might be giving.
This
Undefeated Charger.
Its edge.
All right, so we've talked about the driver's skill, their knowledge of the roads, even their mind games.
Right.
But let's be honest.
Yeah.
You can't pull off these kinds of escapes.
You can't.
Without a serious machine.
Absolutely.
Right.
The car itself is a crucial piece of this puzzle.
Right.
We know it's a black
Dodge
Charger sedan. Likely a 2015 or newer model.
Okay.
But the exact specs.
Yeah, the exact specs.
Are still a bit of a mystery.
A bit of a mystery.
And that's where the speculation
That's where the speculation
comes in.